Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Those of you who are watching this channel, we thank God for you. You're walking with Mr. Clay, and I'm Mr. Clay. We're walking in the book of Jeremiah chapter 5. Yes, Jeremiah chapter 5. It's a sad day for Judah, the tribe of Judah and the city of Jerusalem. Sad day at this time in this prophecy. And the Most High is giving them warning of the sentence that should come. Yes, in order to change their hearts, that they may change their own hearts. Yes. And we also see in this day and time where even in this day we have many things that are approaching, many countries and many peoples and cities that they don't know about. And there might be some prophet, somebody God picks up and says, hey, you're about to enter judgment. Your judgment is so. This is what you've done. And because you've done this, this is what's going to happen. That's what judgment consists of. Identifying the transgression or the sin, showing where the person is guilty of the sin or the transgression, and because they are guilty, they have a sentence for their transgression. God just doesn't accuse people for nothing. No, maybe man does, because maybe your skin color or your creed or what have you. Yes, man does that. And many in those arenas get away with their own crimes and transgressions because they just do these things. And we're not going to delay you too long with Jeremiah chapter 5. But before that, we want to pray the prayer of Abraham. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have swayed the thoughts of men's hearts. And let them not lead me astray from thee, my God. Establish thou me and my seed, that we go not astray henceforth and forever. And that can be found in Jubilees chapter 12 and verse 20. Jeremiah chapter 5. Run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem. Excuse me. And see now and know and seek in the broad places thereof, if ye can find a man, if there be any that executeth judgment, that seeketh the truth, and I will pardon it. Executed judgment. In this case, to execute judgment is to acknowledge the transgressions and seeketh the truth that you have transgressed. This is what God is talking about. When Job preached righteousness, when any man preaches righteousness, judgment is going to follow, apparently. You see a man out in the streets and all that, but most of these people, most churches, they preach this history. Oh, you're black Hebrew Israelite, you're this. It doesn't matter. Not in this day and time. God knows them who are his is a true statement, yes. God knows who are of the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Benjamin, Benoni, the tribe of Asher, the tribe of Gad. He knows all these tribes. And he knows where your father is and how you got to where you are. I wouldn't worry about that. That has nothing to do with it. But the fact is that we keep his commandments, statutes, ordinances, and laws. That is the problem. And seeketh truth, and I will pardon. God says if we seek truth and judgment, especially ourselves, God said, I will pardon it, because you see that I am undone. Just like Isaiah said, I'm a man of unclean lips. Jeremiah said, I'm just a child. God pardons. I believe it was Ezekiel, the one that had the stamp of coals put on his lips, that he was purged of his iniquity. Why? Because he saw his iniquity. He judged that I have sinned against your commandments, statutes, and ordinances. Your holiness means more. It's not just a presence. It's your word. And that word is not Jesus. Jesus hasn't been on your Hawashai or who you ain't been in the beginning, ain't never been. But the fact is, he says now in verse 2, and though they say the I am liveth, surely they swear falsely. You can tell them by what they do. At that time, if they did not sacrifice unto the Most High, if they did not, burn incense or give their tithes and offerings unto the Levitical priesthood, as prescribed by the I am, they swear falsely. Your confidence is in your actions, not in your words. And this is what they were doing. Use words. Like many people today, you watch those who are held in high esteem. They just use words and watch their private lives. It's words. And Jeremiah goes on in verse 3 and says, "Oh, I am, are not thine eyes upon the truth?" In other words, the law, statutes, commandments, and ordinances, the truth of the whole matter. Yes, God watches over the word that is put forth in the covenant, that it is obeyed, and if it's not obeyed, that the consequences are executed. Yes. He says, thou hast stricken them, but they have not grieved. Thou hast consumed them, but they have not refused to receive corrections. They have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to return. Even during the Babylonian warning, look at what's happening to the children of Judah and Benjamin and the stragglers of Israel. They have seen the 10 tribes carried away up into the northern parts, into the land of the Medes. And they still, Jeremiah says, they have refused to return. They refuse to forsake their way. The first part of the repentance or the sin and be forgiven is that when God says, when shall I say unto the righteous? And that the day he forsake his wickedness, or say to the wicked, in the day that he forsake his wickedness, that I will remember and do that which is righteous. Let me say this right. When shall I say to the wicked, in the day that he turn from his wickedness and do that which is right? God says he will remember it no more. No more. Didn't take no blood or no Jesus. He didn't need no lambs or bullocks. There's a reason for the lambs and the bullocks, yes, and it should be practiced. But you have the heathen that come up and manipulated the words of the prophets and these letters they forged and say, oh, it's all done away with. This blood of the man, this sadistic thing that we've done, and the symbolic thing of the blood. Can you imagine a picture? A person, they try to make it look so clean, doused in the stinking, nasty blood of a person. This is devil worship. But regardless, oh, they do it. He says, are not thy eyes upon the truth, in verse 3? Thou hast stricken them, but they have not grieved. Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction. They have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to return. Therefore I said, surely these are poor. They are foolish, for they know not the way of the I am, nor the judgment of their God. I will get me unto the great men, and I will speak unto them, for they have known the way of the I am, for the judgment of their God. For these have altogether broken the yoke. The yoke of what? Transgressing against the law. Breaking the law and burst the bonds. Wherefore the lion out of the forest shall slay them, and the wolf out of the evening shall spoil them, and the leopard shall watch over their cities, and every one that goeth out thence shall be torn in pieces, because their transgressions are many, and their backslidings are increased. They have turned into the ways of the Egyptian gods and the Canaanitish demons and devils. Maybe in where you live at, they're turned to spirits. Yes, those spirits are real. You see the ones in Nigeria where they have the spirit dancing inside the feathers. Yes, they are real. But still, we haven't seen no UFOs in Africa. Let me digress. But nevertheless, he says, wherefore a lion in the forest shall slay them, in verse, 6. A wolf of the evening shall spoil them, and a leopard shall watch over their cities. Everyone that goeth out then shall be torn in pieces, because their transgressions are many, their backslidings are increased. How shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me, and sworn by them that are no gods. Jesus is no God. Yahweh Shai is no God. Yahusha is no God. No gods at all. There are no gods. Gabriel is not a messenger angel to that extent. You're destroyed because you don't seek knowledge. You rather hear it and believe the lies, that you may continue in what pleases you. And many of you have been taught what you know from children, and you have not really investigated it, or you have investigated to the point where you try to make your own self make sense, deceiving yourself. These things are in accordance to Deuteronomy chapter 28. And some of the things where God said he will make you to forget that God exists. Make you forget the name of your God, who your God really is, because of the sins of your fathers. And they raised you up in their same sin. And then when you find yourself serious, you go through a lot of torment and pressure to try to get back to where your parents should have been. Now, he says, when I had fed them to the full, they committed adultery. He means idolatry. But it's the same. When a mother or a wife lays with a man other than whom she is married or betrothed, he says, you are, and assemble themselves by the troops in the harlots' houses. They go away from their husbands and their betrothed, and they began to lay with other men, forsaking their own families. This is the curse that is upon women even today. Woman, if you really recognize, you are under a curse. You are under a curse. And the men that you lay with or cheat with or whatever you want to call it are led by this curse. And that they boast, they stand in their pride, and they count up the bodies of women that they have infiltrated and the men that they have violated because they have lain with their wives. This is bad. Now, they have assembled themselves by troops in the harlots' houses. In other words, wife, you are just like a harlot. You lay your pastors, your clergy, and all manner of people that who you obey and whom you lay with or whom you allow to do and say what they want to say to you. And you just laugh because you hold them in an office greater than the I am. Think about it. You have access to the same scriptures they have access to. But yet, deep inside, you like that good thing, don't you? That good, easy talking. My sister, you know? And then out of you like the mystery of will he lure me or will he not? And you play the religious role. Oh, pastor, oh, emo. Okay. Let's make it make sense. He says, and they fed, as they fed horses in the morning, even one neighed after his neighbor's wife. Man, you don't need sex like you think you need sex. That's been embedded in you, woman, and you the same way. Basically, copulation is to reproduce, period. And yes, it is for pleasure, but the pleasure comes in the reproduction. The same thing with an animal. These things are nature, but yet there is control. Because if a lion goes to another lion's pride and try to lay with one of his wives, what will happen? More likely that lion will die. And it could be possible with you, man and woman. Even the women under that one man may attack you themselves. Now, shall I not visit for these things? God made man in his image. He told woman because of her sin that she was going to have to serve her husband and he will have rule over her. That is the whole point of the whole matter. Many think of Adam and Eve or Adam and Amma. You think of them as pagan. You think of God as Greek mythology and Greek gods who had sons and daughters. You worship them and they have powers and they can come down and do what they want. They walk in the stars and all these things. Foolish mortals are you. You know not this New Testament Isis and sons thing is after Egyptian mythology and Greek mythology? This is where it comes from, period. It's something you're not being told. He says, now let us continue. God says, shall I not visit for these things? So I have a agreement with them that they should not worship other gods, neither make images of other gods to bow down to them. He says, shall not my soul be avenged on such nations as this? He's talking about Judah. Go ye up on her walls and destroy, but make not a full end. Take away her battlements. He's talking to the king of Babylon. For they are not the I ams. For the house of Israel and the house of Judah have dealt very treacherously against me, saith the I am. They have belied the I am. You lying to the I am. You got to be out of your mind to lie to the I am, to God. Now, some says God is omnipresent. Some say God is not. Well, God may see everybody at one time. God may know the future. But the fact is, God it created many myriads of spirits that record everything that are attached to your life, and they record everything you do, say, or think. They have been given access. They see you when you're naked. They see you when you're clothed. They see your thoughts from afar off. And this is how God sees your thoughts from afar off. He says, now here, they lied to me in verse 12. Is it not he? Neither shall evil come upon us, they say, is what he's saying. Neither shall we see the sword of famine. Oh, God ain't nothing. God, look at, they're already warring today. Look at China. Look at Russia. Look at the U.S. Look at Africa. Oh, they're already warring. What God ain't stopped nothing. People are dying. Children are starving. Oh, it's just nothing. Why should we believe in God? Let's go on with our adulteries and our fornications and our lying and our effeminacy and our bestialities and all these things. We just forget about it. Specifically those who are attached to the covenant by birth. If you feel a drawing to the covenant, you are attached to the covenant, period. There is no new covenant. You're drawn into a damnable heresy, is what you are. Now, he says, now, and the prophet shall become wind, spirits, and the word is not in them. Thus shall it be done unto them. Wherefore thus saith the I am, God of hosts, spirits. Because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. In other words, what I say to you and you say to them is going to happen. Lo, I will bring a nation upon you from afar, O house of Israel, that saith the I am. It is a mighty nation. It is an ancient nation, a nation whose language thou knowest not, neither understandeth what they say. Their quiver is as an open sepulchre. They are all mighty men. Don't you know God raised up people to replace you? He's done it. Look at your skin and look at the skin of your oppressor. God has already done this. And he shall do it again. You don't get it, do you? I sound crazy, don't I? Okay. God has already done this. The I am have already done this. History repeats itself. Now, but not in the same thing. He says their quivers are open sepulchre. They are all mighty men. And they shall eat up thine harvest, and thy bread, and thy sons and thy daughters shall eat. And they shall eat up thy flocks and thy herds, and they shall eat up thy vines and thy fig tree, and they shall impoverish thy fenced cities, therein thou trustest with the sword. What are you saying? This nation that I choose is going to do this. Nevertheless, in those days, said the I am, I will not make full end with you. I'm not just going to totally just get rid of you. I'm going to let them toy with you and let you suffer. But when God lets you suffer for your transgressions, when the Most High hides the face that you should be holding, especially the face of the law, statutes, ordinances, yes, it's terrible. This is why Moses, when the people sinned and spoke against the Most High, Moses fell on his face, because Moses knew the terribleness of the I am. Now, he goes on to say, he's not going to make a full end of you. Yeah, Israelites are still here. Yeah, he did. They scattered all over the world, just as he said in all things. And it shall come to pass when ye shall say, where doth the I am our God all these things unto us? Yeah, prophet, you don't know what you talking about, man. Go on somewhere. Then shalt thou answer them like as ye have forsaken me, and serve strange gods in your land, so shall ye serve strangers in a land that is not yours. And it has happened. It's been a certain domino effect all the way from Syria to Babylon, all the way to Africa and the Arab slave trades, and then all the way to the transatlantic slave trade. And you're still stiff-necked, walking into your Quran and your New Testament beliefs, thinking that you're going to get away scot-free. It's not going to happen. Oh, it's okay you do your salat or whatever. That's okay. I mean, Daniel prayed 3 times a day. That's okay. That you might please God, yes, it's okay. It's closer than some. They call themselves by the name of the I am. But either way, now hear this, O foolish people. Declare this into the house of Jacob and publish it in Judah. That was verse 20. Hear now this, O foolish people, without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. Fear ye not me, saith the I am. Will you not tremble at my presence, which I have placed in the sand for the bound of the sea? Some of you say, oh, that's in the Quran. They got it from here. By a perpetual decree, that it cannot pass it, and throw the waters through the waves thereof toss themselves, yet they cannot prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not pass over it. He says, look, why you don't see the awesomeness of the old I am? Will you not tremble at my presence? The stories that you hear of fire by night and smoke by day. And he says, yet this is the simplest thing I'm going to give you, which have placed the sand for a bound of the sea, and by a perpetual decree that it cannot pass. Though the waves therefore toss themselves, yet they cannot prevail. Though they roar, yet they cannot pass over it. But these people have revolting and a rebellious heart, and they are revolting, voted and gone. Neither say they in their heart, let us now fear the I am our God that giveth rain for the former and latter in his season. Oh, we just seed the sky. We just seed the clouds and the rain come. We do our rain dance. We prayed for the rain to our different gods that we have. But let us now fear the I am that giveth rain, both former and latter in his season. He reserveth unto us the appointed weeks of harvest. Your iniquities have turned away these things. Why do you have drought? Why is the heat index going up higher? Your sins have been withholding good things from you. But now you have to falsely try to foster cooler weather, a cooler house. Keep from being hot and sweaty and stinking. Oh, it's going to get worse. Trust me. And I don't wish this upon us, but the fact is, they have experienced this, and you think it's not going to repeat itself, even in the land of your captivity, the land of your exile? It's going to happen, not just for you, but for the people there too. For many among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. Excuse me. They set a trap. They catch men. Excuse me again. As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore they are become great and waxen rich. They are waxen fat, they shine, yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper. Why do you think they have, in some African countries, they have baby factories? They tell these young women to get pregnant and they sell their babies. Yes, they sell their babies. He says now, and many things are happening. Not all Africans are Hamites, and not all Americans are Caucasians. Israel is scattered all over the globe. He says, they judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper, and the right of the needy do they not judge. Look at what's happening in the U.S. Everything's going towards something that doesn't even affect us, to where you see people that were of high stature or higher stature, middle class, living on the streets. Can't afford because they lived high and mighty, and next thing you know, they have jacked the rent up twice, 3 times of what the average person makes in that city. And they're trying to make ends meet and trying to restore that life they used to have. It ain't gonna happen. He says, they are waxing fat, they shine, they have overpassed the deeds of the wicked, they judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper. These are your law enforcement, your politicians, and all these other things. The right of the needy do they not judge. I got to go over here and take over this land because they could not have the WMDs. They will not have WMDs. Is that what he said? Especially that one, we fear. This is what he's sitting on. We fear. You got the biggest bomb, the biggest stick, and you fear a little old nation that's going to have a little old bomb. Make it make sense. But either way, it's more than that. It's more than what they say. It's more than a man going after a man's wife and saying, I'm only talking to her because she's my friend. No, dude. You might as well leave that man's wife alone. Don't talk to her. Speak. Yeah, how you doing, Miss So-and-so? Keep it moving. Because the fact is, she has a problem, and then she's going to mess around and make you have a problem. And that problem might put you in a place that you cannot speak, nor talk, nor move in a dark 6-foot ditch. He says, now cause the fatherless, yet they prosper, in the right of the needy do they judge. Shall I not visit these things, saith the I am? Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? He's talking about the Israelites. A wonderful and horrible thing is committed in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means. But these days they do it through Christianity and Islamic prophets, or whatever they want to call it. And my people love to have it so. Yes, you love getting up on that chart, hearing that old B3 Hammond organ going boom, 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 boom. You love that, don't you? You love everybody. You love the show, the starlight. Oh, I'm gonna get this dress. I'm gonna look like good. I'm gonna get this suit. Man, I'm gonna be fun. All them girls in the church gonna be looking at me. Don't you know that culminated? The old days, they didn't think about that, but then the fact is it started culminating to the point where church has become a fashion show. Now it's become a burlesque in some churches. When you look at even the Islamic places, what they have on, women wearing tight pants, dresses with their hijabs, you ain't doing nothing. Oh, you hide your head, but look, I see everything, print, the buttocks and everything else. Tight. You might as well be butt naked walking with her hijab on. Oh, I'm not going to judge. The judgment is there. You're naked. You just got on a thin covering, but you're naked. Trying to get attention. Either way, whether you're an old lady in the church that's wearing her brand new pearl beads with her polyester dress on, running around calling herself Chardon with a feather in her big large hat, or the one with the hijab and the tight clothes. You're trying to be seen of men. Your whole thing is not even to please whoever you say you worship. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means. This is what's happening. And my people love to have it so. And what will ye do in the end thereof? What you gonna do when judgment comes for you? That's good. But nevertheless, if we obey those things that the Most High has put forth and our ancestors have agreed, and that we agree to even in this day and time, even all that the I Am says, that what we do according to his statutes, commandments, ordinances, and laws that were given unto the children of Jacob, we will have peace.